David, don't you ever wish that you had a teacher like Marnie when you were a kid?
I sure do. Marnie likes everything that I do.
Absolutely.
Unlike teachers when I was little who would say, stop drawing cartoons and do the project. Now I came to writing. I had a teacher who once said, "This is a free writing project, and you can spend your time. You can write about any subject that you want, except Roadrunners, and that boy knows who he is." So, uh, in spite of educational obstacles which I had to overcome in my youth, which came in handy in future higher education institutions.
When you would stand on a ladder for the higher education?
Yes.
Tell what happened in your art class where the teacher didn't like what you were doing.
Oh, the teacher didn't like what anybody was doing. he would We would draw with charcoal on newsprint and put our pictures all around the walls with tape. And Mr. Lubensky would go up and down the room scowling at everything. One he physically ripped down. It got to mine. He said, "Well, you've got a lot of nerve, Sokoloff. By putting up this, you proclaim to the whole class that you can't draw." I felt like saying, "You can't teach." But I was shy.
What do you think he would say if he knew that your work was internationally known and delighted and children and adults throughout the world thoroughly love it?
Well, at the end of the semester, he believed I had some potential, and he said, "So what are you going to do? You're going to develop your potential?" And I said, "I'm going to keep on drawing my comic strip in the campus newspaper." And he said, "Oh, that."
Oh.
I don't know what he would say today. He would say, "From this, you're making a living."
Mm-hmm. Did he ever know that you became the youngest syndicated cartoonist from Universal Syndicate?
I don't know, but his whole reason for being, his
Raison d'etre.
raison d'etre, raisins d'etre,
It's raisins
what
that make post raisin bran so wonderful, you know.
his whole idea was to toughen us up so we could face criticism and not be deterred. Is that a French word?
Deterred.
Deterred. Ah! And not be deterred.
Let no reason deter you.
Yes, that's right. He was trying to toughen us up so that we would not be deterred by criticism, insults, ignorance, or being ignored, but that we would continue to do what we felt was good for us. And so, now that I understood him better, I can not be I cannot hold a grudge. Ever tried holding a grudge?
I knew you were going to
so
go there.
Grudgy.
They're heavy too.
And they're heavy.
Very heavy.
No, you don't want a backpack full of grudges.
No.
No.
Where do you like to keep your grudges?
I don't keep them anywhere. I throw them out into the sludge.
Whoa. I was looking for the rhyme of air, but you went to sludge. Very cool. Now, Mr. David Sokoloff, I'm quite curious. And this part we did not rehearse. What did you learn that you do differently in your teaching and when you share your cartooning techniques with children and adults of all ages and stages?
I try to teach like Marnie.
Even before you met her.
Yeah. I say, in this class, you cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. I had a student in Kansas City. I was teaching a cartooning class, and this lady, Mrs. Wolf, had a trimmer, so that everything that she drew looked like a cornflake. And she drew this wonderful, cute little clown that was all uh, crumbly at the edges, and I couldn't help but smile and laugh. And Mrs. Wolf said, "Oh, don't laugh at my drawing." I said, "Mrs. Wolf, this is a cartooning class. If you draw something that makes somebody laugh, you're a success."
Okay, and
Okay.
before we close, I'd like to know, David, could you please share with us the story of the man that you used to visit and you used to draw your words on his back?
Then I can go have lunch.
Yes, then you can go have lunch.
Ah,
Oh,
man.
David.
I had a friend in Kansas City who was the most, he was in Lawrence. He was in Lawrence, Kansas, my college town. And his name was Leo Berriman. And he was a very, very physically unusual human being. Um, he was, I guess you could call him, he was dwarfed and kind of very, very compact. And I met him when he was living in a nursing home, and he couldn't really see, and he couldn't hear well, but you could communicate with him by writing letters on his back. So I come up to him, and he was not facing me. I had access to his back, and I spelled out D-A-V. And I didn't get any farther before he knew who I was, and he would say, "Oh, David!" He's a wonderful, inspirational man. Everyone should know somebody like Leo Bear. Keep a lookout for the inspirational people in your lives, fictional and non-fictional. And with that, I respectfully say bye for now.
Thank you, David, so much.